Hi, welcome to Richard's Reviews. This is the review of The King of Fighters. Just to start off, before this movie came out, the promotions said it would follow the game as closely as possible. It fell short of that. They used characters from the game and made this mosh pit of a movie. That said, it follows Sean Faris playing Kyo Kusanagi. He doesn't even look Asian. Not to say he couldn't play it, they really just picked popular characters for this movie at the time. His father falling ill causes the situation where he's pulled into some weird plot set up by other characters. His ability to fight, pulls him in. Mai Shiranui, played by Maggie Q. Mai's character has very little. In the game, Mai's character has very little to do in the story with Kyo, but they run around this one. I mean, they have 32 characters to choose from that they could have actually made a better story from, but they chose these characters. Will Yun Lee plays Iori, but doesn't really fight. His character is supposed to be the ultimate rival to Kyo in the game, but they really never meet all that much. The only character that actually knows how to fight in this movie is Ray Park, and he plays Rugal. Another notable actress is Francois Yip. She plays Chizuru. By now you figure that you'll notice that I've played the game and followed it through the years. The game itself is a merge of characters from other games by SNK. Comparing the games is tough. You got Street Fighter. It's a tournament for fighting. The King of Fighters is a world-invited tournament. However, these games are, all well known. So you got Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, and a few other games that they kind of merged in. The way they took this is they kind of did it like the movie Dead or Alive. The issue of the movie is that it's all virtual reality. They don't actually fight. So I don't explain this. It's a virtual reality or a form of it. There's a whole backstory to it, but it really doesn't make sense. They all fought with their minds inside this virtual reality, not their bodies per se. So the reality is they should have been able to do anything with their powers or effects, whatever. It's just it was less than explosive at any point in time. Maggie Q could have played a different character, and Ray Park really doesn't fit being Rugal. There have been other enemies in the games they could have just chose him to be, and that would have been fine too, but they decided to go with kind of like the main bad guy for one of the series games. The movie is technically a tournament, but by no means King of Fighters. There should have been more of a structure like Bloodsport. There should have been verses for the fight. They should have been around the world. I'm sorry, venues for the fight. They should have been around the world like in the game. Truth be told, the final fight should have been in the real world. Second, they should have had Iori and Kiori fight like crazy throughout the whole story, and just become, combine their powers to fight Rugal at the end. That would have, and their minions, and that would have made more sense. End of the story is horribly, and then just end the story horribly with Iori still hating Kyo, as it should be. Lastly, they should have just had more than half the cameos, in the movie. Just add characters like crazy, just have them walk by or something. It would have been, that they have so many characters, but none of this was part of the movie, so it would have been just better if they had just been more thoughtful of the game, and then instead of just choosing characters and then dressing them up like the game, but even then, Mai's character didn't even dress up like her character. Kyo kind of bit, but it's a movie. The DVD box shows 3 characters. It should show 4. Iori should be in this picture. He's actually a very pivotal character in this series. This DVD is actually new and unopened. I believe I have the Blu-ray. That's probably the one I watched originally, somewhere. So I'm not going to open this right now. And on the back, it actually doesn't even tell you much about the story. It just states that these characters are in other movies. You know, that they've been in other movies and you should check it out, kind of thing. So, to round this off, rating for this movie is 1 out of 5 stars. This movie I would pass. Ray Park is well known for fighting movies, but Sean Ferris and Maggie Q lacked in the roles they took on. The writing for the movie is bad. The story follows nothing of the game. It seemed easier if they just used the game's intro videos to build off of it. Like, I mean, the movie just could have been better. They could have just, like, introed all these stories of each of the characters, like, throughout, like in the game, the way the game does, when you play it, and then they pick a story to go with. They could have guided you through this and just done a better job telling the story through this way. You know, it would have been good, like, just they picked Kyo's story. Then you can make any one of these movies. Now you've locked in just one character that you believe is the most powerful. My take is a pass on this movie. It's pretty weak. If you like the review, add a like, add a comment, check out the other videos, subscribe, or check out the other links below that are other information videos as well. Thank you.